she became a cultural icon as Kelly Taylor on Beverly Hills 90210. Today, she's busy as ever being an actress, an advocate, a podcast host, and a clothing designer. Earlier, we talked to Jennie Garth all about it. Take a look. Please welcome back to the show, Jennie Garth.
Hi.
Hey. Hey, Jennie. So we hear you're launching a new clothing line that you designed with your daughter. The line is for all ages. So I wanted to ask, which aspects did your daughter bring to the table and which did you?
We have been doing this from the get-go together, hand in hand, picking every fabric, every thread, every button, and we've just been working side by side since the very beginning. I'm so grateful for her because she really does crack the whip and keeps me on track.
I like it.
Our line includes a piece with a nod to 90210, which I'm a huge fan of. Could you tell us more?
Yes, our debut collection has some really beautiful denim pieces in it, and one of them is actually named the Denim jacket. And, it is named after my dear friend Luke Perry. He's just been sort of like a beacon of inspiration for me as I've moved into this new chapter of my life and needed some reassuring sometimes, so I can really feel his support with me, and I am so grateful for that. And the exciting thing about the denim jacket and all the denim in this collection, it is all made from plastic bottles that were bound to end up in the ocean. Wow. So we're feeling really good about that.
That's amazing. I got to give you a round of applause for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Very cute as well. Looking back on the 90210 and 90s fashion, what is something you hope never comes back? I'm going to tell you something I hope does. What? I love those chokers everyone wore on the show.
Not the puka shell.
No, just the women.
The black ones.
My daughter's wearing them already.
See, I love those. Is there something that you hope never comes back?
Yeah, the spandex and scrunchy sock combo that they put me in for the pilot. I hope I never see that again on anybody.
Your podcast is called I Choose Me, and it's all about taking time to put yourself first, which is something I can never even imagine. So, is this something you've struggled with as well?
It is. That the whole reason that I am doing the podcast and the clothing line all under the sort of umbrella of that mantra, I choose me, is because that was something that Kelly said, but she had to choose between Brandon and Dylan, and she chose herself. And that was such a powerful statement for me as a young girl to say, and for other young girls around the world to hear for the first time. And I wanted to sort of bring that back to the forefront of the conversation and remind people that it's never a bad idea to choose yourself. It's actually vital to your well-being. And so on our podcast, we talk a lot about the ways you can choose yourself. I share a lot of ways that I've chosen myself, and we talked to a lot of very interesting guests about some topics, some very vulnerable, very open conversations with people.
Speaking of guests, what I love about the transparency and vulnerability of your podcast is 2 of your recent episodes that were already released is with your ex-partner, Peter Facinelli, where you talked about co-parenting. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the ways that you can do it better or the ways that have been a hindrance, and that's how we all learn. So did that experience bring you two and your families closer?
It did. I did not really realize the impact it would have on both of us and the kids. And we wanted to sort of share the experience that we had and show that, it can be a struggle. And we wanted to show what it was like to come out of it on the other side. And we hadn't really even gotten there until we recorded this podcast. We hadn't really even sat down and talked in this kind of really vulnerable way about how the divorce affected each of us. And it was really, what's the word, cathartic?
Yeah.
For both of us, I think, and very healing to just put that behind us and move forward with a really open mind and just love for, appreciation for one another.
Jennie, congratulations. Thank you for joining us. DBL Nation, Jennie's new clothing collection, Me, is available for purchase exclusively on QVC.com, launching July 29th, followed by monthly drops with new pieces.
You know how big this is going to be?
I know. Be sure to listen to her podcast, I Choose Me with Jennie Garth, wherever you get your podcast. Thank you again, Jennie. Great to see you. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Jennie.
Congrats.
Thanks.